And now we'll go into Abhideya. We'll start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratushe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So now we are moving into the second session, which is Abhideya. Our Vedic philosophy flows into three streams. One is Sambandha, second is Abhideya, third is Prayojan. All Vedic injunctions, all Vedic instructions, all philosophies can be categorized into these three parts. So Sambandha means relation. Abhideya means the process. And Prayojan means the outcome, the result. Like somebody is placed in a company, what is the first question? The first question is, what is my job profile? What is my role? I am a manager, I am a clerk, I am a peon, I am a cleaner. What I am? This is my relationship with the company. And then comes the role and responsibilities, what we are supposed to do. And then Prayojan is, at the end of the month we get some salary. That is Prayojan. So in the same way, all teachings of the Vedas are described into these three parts: Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. So when we study any subject matter, first of all we need the connection. What is the importance of that subject matter in my life? How it relates to my life? How it will help me to evolve in my own spiritual journey? That is Sambandha. And once we realize our role, once we realize our identity, then comes the process. Okay, which path I have to take? What process? What are the do's? What are the don'ts of my spiritual journey? And third is Prayojan, the destination. Even in Google Maps, when we use Google Maps, there is a starting point, there is a final point, and then there is a path. So Sambandha is starting point. Prayojan is final point. And then the journey is Abhideya. So I would like to take this opportunity to ask all devotees here, maybe one or 2 points from the morning session, what they can remember now, what they can recollect, what we discussed about Sambandha. Anyone? Any 1-2 points you want to share? Anyone? Yes, the mic is there. The pioneers have to start. Yes, Jeff Prabhu.
I appreciated the part where you talked about the three different styles that Guru works as the
Yes.
bird, and then the what was it?
The
middle,
fish.
the fish, and then the turtle.
Turtle,
And
yes.
yeah, so I'm keeping my eyes out, looking for somebody that fits that bill, and hoping that Guru will see me as I walk by.
Thank you. Yeah, we heard about three models, the fish model, the bird model, and the tortoise model. And all are effective. It's different styles. Guru takes care of the disciple. Yeah, yes, Jambavan Prabhu.
And how do we please Krishna? By pleasing our spiritual master.
Yes, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Every day we sing. Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. Just by pleasing spiritual master, we please Krishna. Yes.
I was thinking about the part where you had 4 different types of gurus listed. That was very interesting. I didn't realize there was something beyond Shiksha and Diksha. I didn't know there was the other types.
Yes, 4
So-
types of gurus. Wonderful.
Yes.
The Chaitya Guru, Chit is heart. So Krishna is sitting in heart and he reveals the Vedic path to the sincere seeker. That is one Guru. Second is Varta Pradarshak, who helps us to come to Krishna consciousness. Third is Siksha Guru, and then fourth is Diksha Guru. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I like the part when you were saying to give submission and seva to the local
Yes.
gurus, temple president, and all these. So thank you. for
Prabhupada
this.
used to say, if you love me, love my dog. Prabhupada would say many times in his lectures. So respecting or loving Prabhupada means loving and respecting Prabhupada's structure. Guru Maharaj had mentioned in Ocean of Mercy that how he got 3 main instructions from Srila Prabhupada while serving him during the last days. First one is, no matter whatever happens, never leave ISKCON. That's the first instruction he got. Because if we are in the boat, we will reach one day. Like in India, we travel by trains. In here, we don't travel that much. I remember one time we took train from Cary to DeLand with Guru Maharaj, and it was only 12 hours late. It started on time, but we were 12 hours in the train late. And Guru Maharaj decided this is my first and last time in the train. So in India, trains are not that bad. So although condition is bad, but still they are not as 12 hours late. So suppose somebody is sitting in the front bogie of the train and somebody is sitting in the last bogie of the train. They don't need to run within the train, right? The train itself will reach the destination. So in the same way, once we are in the boat, some may be more advanced, some may be less advanced. We don't need to compete with each other. We all will go back home, back to God. This is the great news. This is the good news. So we all will go. This is the great news. Sachinandan Maharaj says that in the different beliefs, we say that kingdom of God. Everything is kingdom of God, right? This is also kingdom of God. We are sitting in the temple of God Nitai. We already reached our destination. Now it's just matter of our consciousness to get purified. So first is never leave ISKCON. Second, he said, your love for me will be shown how you cooperate with each other. Prabhupada told that. And Guru Maharaj got that second teaching from Srila Prabhupada. And third is, always follow the structure of authority. GBC is the ultimate managing authority, and not just GBC, but the whole structure of authority. The structure is important, right? When we are in army, there is one commander. He says left, right, everybody follows, right? To maintain the discipline. And we are army. We are Chaitanya's International Army, CIA. Having attacking Maya. So wonderful. This is wonderful point. Anyone else want to share any point? Yes, Rama?
The 4 types of serving the Guru, the Guru
Wonderful.
Seva, I don't remember the other names, but there was enjoying the
Guru
Gurus,
Bhogi is enjoying.
serving the Guru,
Guru Sevi is
and
serving.
leaving the Guru,
Guru Tyagi means leaving the Guru. Wonderful.
and fighting with the Guru.
Yeah, arguing or disobeying the Guru, Guru Drohi. See, greatest disservice we can do to spiritual master is to criticize his own mission. That's the greatest disservice we can do. Okay, we cannot help. We may not be that competent. But criticizing Guru's own mission, criticizing his own personality, criticizing his instruction, that is greatest disservice. Because that discourages others as well. And Prabhupada was very, very emphatic about this. No bad mouthing, no criticizing, no gossiping. Prabhupada would call it gossip. No gossiping. Because once we start doing that, then it drowns, that it draws whole energy down. And that is very, very risky for a spiritual life. Thank you. Anyone else? Any other point? Yes, Mataji.
We can never pay the debt to the spiritual master.
Yes. Yeah.
We can only please him.
We can never pay the debt to spiritual master. We can only please him. There is a beautiful pastime of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where he arrived in Mayapur Dham. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would drive in a car, with a chauffeur. He was a Yukta Vairagi. So he came in Mayapur Dham, and it was a rainy season. So there was a lot of mud, on the street. And the disciples offered obeisances in this wet mud. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told, why are you offering your obeisances in this wet mud? Your clothes will get, completely spoiled, drenched in mud. And the disciples said, Guru Maharaj, what you gave us, we can never repay back to you. All we can offer you is our obeisances. Nothing else. What else we can give you? So that is mood of a disciple. Can never repay debt. Guru Maharaj was sometimes called by Srila Prabhupada as Dandavat Bhakta. You know why Dandavat Bhakta? Because Guru Maharaj would serve Srila Prabhupada, and every time he went to Prabhupada, he would offer obeisances. Like he's serving chapati, he'll come, he'll offer obeisances, then place chapati in the plate, again offer obeisances, then go. Then bring next chapati, again offer obeisances, give chapati, then again offer obeisances, then go. Guru Maharaj one time makes some mistake, and Prabhupada lovingly chastising him, he said, you only know how to offer obeisances. Only Dandavat Bhakta. A beautiful relationship between spiritual master and disciple. But what else we can do? What else we can offer? Obeisances and little service and follow his instructions. We can never repay that debt. Anything else? Anyone want to share? Yes.
Just told the point that in every birth we got parents, but in a special birth we get the spiritual master.
Every birth we get parents. And you see, parents, what they do, no offense to the parents, but this is the reality. What they do, they bring us to this material world. Agam. Agam means to bind in this material world. And we are so grateful. Somebody who helped us to reach prison house, we are very grateful to that person. But Guru, what he does, Nigam, Nikas, he brings us out of the prison house. How much grateful we should be. So therefore, every life we get parents, but Guru, very, very rare. Any other point?
Oh.
Yes.
And just on the note about, all you can do is please the Guru, that just reminded me of something that I saw in this last Sadhu Sangha in the initiation ceremony, just the absolute heaviness and weight of the Guru. One Guru, after he initiated his group of disciples, he said to them, and this is my vow that I am making to you, I will not go back to Godhead until I bring every single one of you with me.
Haribol.
And that just slammed me in the heart. It's like, that's serious. Yeah.
That's a very important point. Actually, we think we are taking vows. We are taking vows to chant 16 rounds. We are taking vows to follow 4 regulative principles. But for whom? For ourselves. And then Guru takes a vow that I will deliver this jiva. I'll bring back this jiva to Krishna. Which is greater vow? Guru's vow is much greater. And this is the magnanimity of spiritual master. He never leaves disciple. Disciple leaves Guru. There is not a single instance Guru leaves disciple. Yes, he may correct disciple. For some time he may keep disciple away for chastising or correcting the disciple, but Guru never leaves his disciple. One of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada from a hippie background, he started to take hashish again. The hippie thing. He started to take again. And Prabhupada came to know, and Prabhupada said, if you don't stop taking hashish, I'll leave you. I'll reject you. And the devotee became very frightened. After some time, another devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, will you really leave him if you don't leave Hashish? Prabhupada said, I won't leave him anyway. I won't leave him, don't worry. I'm just trying to correct him. Guru never leaves disciple. It's only disciple who leaves Guru. Any other point? Anyone else? Yes, Champaklata Mataji.
Morning you said Gu
It is-
means
Ignorance. Yeah.
ignorance and Ru means brightness, right?
Yes. To
So-
eradicate. Ru means to eradicate.
Eradicate, yeah.
Mm.
So that was really
Yeah.
nice, the meaning of Guru.
The meaning of Guru. There are many meanings of Guru. One of this is one who eradicates the ignorance. Another meaning, as Mataji was saying, heavy. Guru means heavy. Heavy with what? Not heavy in weight. My Guru is great because he is 150 pounds. No, my Guru is 250 pounds. No. Heavy means heavy with Krishna Bhakti. Heavy with realization. Loaded with realizations. See, knowledge anybody can give. Even Chat GPT can give knowledge. You put it there. I want to give lecture on Guru Tattva. Give me points. He'll give the whole thing. But realization, not very easy. Realizations come only by genuine Guru Bhakti. Anyone else? Oh, okay. Here is a comment. I can offer nothing to the Lord that is not already the Lord's except for my service, obedience and my love. Yes. What we can offer to Krishna. There's a beautiful video on this. I was planning to play it tomorrow, but as the thing came now, I'm playing it now. What we can offer to Krishna? We can only offer little service to him of gratitude.
Krishna, just like Mother Ma, he was talking with Sanatana Goswami. Mother Ma and Sanatana Goswami at that time had no temple. He was hanging his deity on the tree. So Madan Man was talking, he thinks, Sanatana, you are bringing all these dry chapatis and it is stale and you don't give me even little salt. How can I eat? Sanatana Goswami says, sir, once I go, whatever I get, I offer you. You kindly accept. I cannot move, old man. So Krishna had to eat that. Because the bhakta, when he is offering, he cannot refuse. Dhimam bhaktya pradit. The real thing is bhakti. What you can offer to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. What you have got? What is your value? And what is the value of your things? It is nothing. Therefore, the real thing is bhaktya. Real thing is your feeling. Krishna, kindly take it. I have no qualification. I am most rotten fallen. But I applaud this thing for peace sake. This will be accepted. Don't be puffed. Always be careful. You are dealing with Krishna. That is my request. Thank you very much.
So we should be very careful. We are dealing with Krishna. What we can offer to him? Little service out of gratitude. Everything he only gave. I think 2-3 Bhagavatam classes before we were discussing. At one time one person challenged Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I made this skyscraper building. Where is your God? And Prabhupada asked him, from where you brought the materials? Your father provided it? The materials are provided by Krishna. And intelligence, and your strength, and your energy, and your body, everything Krishna gave. So we cannot compete with him. We can only serve him through his devotees. Any other point? This churning is very important. Otherwise, in Hindi we say, Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera. We leave whatever we learn, we leave it here and then nothing, actually retains in our consciousness. So this churning is very important. Any other point? Any other devotee? Yes. Yes, very important point. Wherever a disciple is serving Guru, he is living in Vrindavan. That is Vrindavan. Wherever he is. We discussed the example of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Yes, Mataji? The back side.
Hare
Nilambari
Krishna.
Mata, you can sit down or you can sit on chair. Is better? Okay. Maybe Shalya, you can give this asan to Mataji. This type is there. Yeah. Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I was trying to add here is, in the morning session you also mentioned that physical presence of Guru is not needed.
Yes.
If it is, you need to be just feeling him in the heart, and by his words and by his voice also he can be.
The
here.
relationship is more important than physical proximity. Prabhupada was giving a lecture in Calcutta temple one time, and a mosquito was biting Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was speaking on Guru. Prabhupada said, see, this mosquito is close to me, but he is biting me. This is not association. Real association is service. I recall one time, that time Jayapataka Maharaj was very healthy. That time he didn't get stroke. I think this was 2007 or something. And Maharaj sent his disciple Bhakti Vinod Maharaj to South India to preach. And you know how difficult it is to start preaching in new place. So he started preaching in Kerala. Very difficult. Kerala is full of different missionaries converting people to different faiths. But he was trying to preach Krishna consciousness alone. And with lot of hard work, he made some 30-40 devotees. And as an offering to his spiritual master, he brought them all the way from Kerala to Mayapur Dham. He was taking them to Mayapur on the Vyas Puja of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So when he reached Calcutta, they went from train from Kerala to Calcutta, long journey, 2.5 days journey. And then when they got off in Calcutta, they boarded a bus to go to Mayapur. And on the midway, he received a phone call. And phone call was from Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, one day before the Vyas Puja. And he said, Bhakti Vinod Maharaj, I know you are coming to Mayapur with a group of new devotees you made, but we need you for a legal court case in Bangalore. Can you go there? And he said, yes, Guru Maharaj. He didn't tell Guru Maharaj, I am just 1 hour from Mayapur. I can come, I can see you and go back. He got down midway. And he told all devotees, you go, the bus will there, and you have your accommodation, everything, you do the festival, and I'm going to serve. And he reached the place, he was serving there, handling the lawyers and everything. And here the Vyas Puja day, next day, Jayapataka Maharaj has thousands of disciples, 60,000 disciples, something more than 60,000 disciples. And when in Mayapur Vyas Puja celebration happened, it's like ocean of devotees, 100,000 devotees under one pandal, you can imagine. It's like ocean of devotees. And in that pandal, Jayapataka Maharaj is saying, you all are enjoying here this Vyas Puja celebration, but my one disciple is fighting court case in Bangalore. Now tell me, who got the real mercy? So we may jump up and down, we may be there in physical proximity of the spiritual master, but real connection is service. Everybody tells, my Guru Maharaj in such and such. But real glory is when Guru tells, this is my disciple. That is real glory. Like Srila Prabhupada, if you see Prabhupada's books, and this is one of the first things which touched my heart when I opened Prabhupada's books. And I was seeing these pictures, Prabhupada's picture and then picture of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and like that. So first there was written, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And then I turned the page and there was picture of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And what was the introduction? Spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. And I felt so nice. This is my first experience. That how a guru must be so happy that he has been identified by the name of his disciple. That is real association of guru. Like parents can understand, right? When you are known by the name of your children, that's a real glory. So same guru wants, the disciple should grow like that. Wonderful. Any other point before we go forward? Anyone else? Last? Okay, so we move ahead. In our second session, Abhideya, this was just the introduction. And now we are moving into the second part, Abhideya. How do we act like a disciple? How do we become genuine disciple? See, general tendency is to become a teacher, guru. Like one time, one boy joined a temple in India, And the temple commander was showing different services. You know that which service you would like to do. So he went to the kitchen, he showed this is kitchen, and this is our godown, and this is our workshop, and this is our book stall, and this is our different operations. And then finally he saw in one room some devotees are sitting and one person giving class. And this boy said, I want to do this service. This is nice service. Sitting and giving class. This is nice service. So everybody want to become guru, but we have to become a genuine disciple. In 1975, when Krishna Balram temple inaugurated in Vrindavan Dham, Prabhupada was giving lecture. And Prabhupada asked, what is the real qualification of a spiritual master? Everybody raised their hands. And Prabhupada asked first devotee. In morning session we discussed, whatever you tell in front of Prabhupada is wrong. So he told, yes, tell the answer. He said, Prabhupada, real guru must know the essence of all scriptures. Prabhupada said, wrong. Half of the hands went down. The same answer. Prabhupada said, okay, you tell, second devotee. What is the qualification of a spiritual master? He said, Prabhupada, he must come in a genuine parampara. Wrong. More hands went down. Third, what is the qualification of the guru? He said, Prabhupada, he should deliver his disciple. Wrong. Now nobody dared to speak. Then Prabhupada said, real qualification of spiritual master is, he is the genuine disciple himself. And therefore, the word Prabhupada used, each word Prabhupada translated in English is very, very selected. Sometimes Prabhupada would wait for hours getting the right word. In Sanskrit we say Guru Shishya Parampara. But Prabhupada translated as disciplic succession. Why disciplic succession? Because it is succession of disciples. No guru thinks that he is guru. They think they are simply servants of their spiritual master. So a genuine disciple can only become a guru. Otherwise, everybody wants to control others. But real guru is empowered by Krishna when he is a genuine disciple himself. And therefore, guru teaches his disciple with these values, this consciousness of becoming a good disciple. See, teachers have students. But teacher doesn't want to make student. Teacher want to create doctors, engineers, more teachers, right? In the same way, guru doesn't want to make disciple as disciple. Guru want to make disciple so qualified, so ideal disciple that in future he can also work as guru. And that is real parampara. That is real succession. Prabhupada in Mayapur temple, Lotus building was inaugurated. And Prabhupada is sitting there. First lecture in the new finished building. And that was one of his best in Mayapur. Nothing was in Mayapur like Lotus building in that time. 5-story building and perfectly designed and perfectly painted. Radha Madhav was there. And Prabhupada is giving lecture. The first thing he said is, I am not qualified to be your leader. Devotees were shocked what Prabhupada is saying. I am not qualified to be your leader. I am simply trying to serve my Guru Maharaj. And then at the end of the thing, Prabhupada said, we need millions of acharyas. We need millions of pure devotees to go and deliver the world. But you have to become qualified. And therefore we have to think that how we can become an ideal disciple. First of all, we think the rarity of Krishna consciousness, how rare Krishna consciousness is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells this to Sri Rupa Goswami. Imagine the living entities in the whole world, 8.4 million species, and so many living entities entrapped in this world. Out of that living entity, there are two kinds of living entities, moving and non-moving. Non-moving means trees, plants, creepers. But moving living entities are more fortunate. Like we are having this discussion here, Harikatha here. The tree next to us cannot come and hear because it's not moving. So moving entities are more fortunate. And now in moving, there are three categories. There is reptiles, there is aquatics, there are birds, and there are human beings. Human beings are more fortunate because they can discuss higher values. In human beings, there are civilized, half-civilized, and uncivilized. In Hindi, we say Sabhya, Ardha Sabhya, Purna Sabhya. Sabhya means one who is eligible to sit in Sabha. Sabha means meeting place. Imagine here 20, 30 cows sitting and discussing, or sheep sitting and discussing. They cannot maintain discipline. Human beings can. Sabhya, civilized. And then in that Sabhya, there are very few who follow Vedic injunctions. And in that Vedic injunctions, 99% of the people are karmakandis. Karmakandis means they only use scriptures for their personal benefit. Sukha sampati gharave kashtamite tanaka. We pray that, Lord, we want dhanam dehi, janam dehi, rupavati bharyam dehi. We want wealth, we want money, we want influence, we want fame, we want name, everything. 1% of the people are jnana kandis. Means they want liberation. Only 1%. Guru Maharaj was mentioning, we were hearing lecture on the way. Guru Maharaj was mentioning one time, one person, he was a drunkard. And somebody asked him, you are drinking so much, you are drinking this liquor, you will go to hell. He said, but what to do? My father also used to drink so much liquor. He said, father will also go to hell. He said, but my mother also drinks. She will also go to hell. But my all relatives drink. They will also go to hell. So this person, if everybody going to hell, what I'll do in heaven? Let me also go to hell. So very few people think also that there is something after death. There is something called liberation. Very few Gyan Kandis. And out of that Gyanis, very rare is a devotee. Very rare. And that's famous phrase we all know. Brahmanda Brahmite kaun bhagyavan jeev Guru Krishna Prasad pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite. Now in US, if you miss one exit, you can experience Brahmanda Brahmite. You go here and there, so many. Then you have to roam around for 1 hour until you get the right place, right? In the same way, we miss human form of life, again, 8.4 million species, Brahmanda. You miss the exit. The exit is human form of life. You missed it. Then Brahmanda Brahmite, Kauna Bhagyavan Jeev. Roaming around in so many species. Bhagyavan, only fortunate ones, they get the seed of Krishna consciousness. Very rare. Now, most of the people, they get the impure seed, not pure seed of bhakti. Like people even who are practicing bhakti, their understanding of bhakti is not right. They think that God is our order supplier. Sometimes they think that, we don't need to be too serious about God. Go 1 hour in temple, that's sufficient for the week, and then you live your life as you want. But pure seed of Krishna consciousness is very, very rare. Now, for seed to turn into a plant, two things are very important. One is the seed has to be very powerful, and second is ground has to be fertile and prepared. In front of those rooms where Guru Maharaj's room is there and now Maharaj is staying, those 6 rooms, in front of that it was all rocks and different roots. So Guru Maharaj said that he prepare this for sowing down different seeds of flowers. So I was given that responsibility. And Guru Maharaj brought the tiller. You've seen that tiller? I don't know if it's still there. You put gasoline there and then you pull the thing and then it goes, it makes a lot of sound, and then you have to till the thing, till the land. And then big rocks come, you have to take it out. So I remember first time I was using it, it was throwing so much smoke that I realized, how come today sun set at 6 o'clock only, generally at 8:30? And then I realized my whole specs were covered with smoke. So I was thinking everything dark. It was such a hard labor, and that time I realized just for this small patch of land, if you have to put flowers, it's so much of hard work. You have to take out rocks, you have to take out old roots, and you have to prepare the thing. They put manures, you put black soil, everything has to be prepared, and then you put seed, the plant will come. If seed will fall on rock, it will never come out. In the same way, the seed is powerful. Yes, we received Krishna consciousness, but our heart has to be fertile. If the heart is not fertile, the seed of Krishna consciousness will not grow. So yes, we are fortunate we got Srila Prabhupada, we are fortunate we got Krishna consciousness, but our heart has to be prepared. And then, Mali Haya Kare Sei Bij Aropan, Shavan Kirtan Jale Karaye Sinchan. And then, one has to become an expert gardener. You have to water it, you have to put all kind of supplements. And then that supplements is Shravan and Kirtan, hearing and chanting. And then this seed grows. Prabhupada was one time saying, fortunate are those who came to Krishna consciousness. Unfortunate are those who never came to Krishna consciousness. But most unfortunate are those who came to Krishna consciousness and didn't take proper benefit of it. And we should not become that. Jayadut Swami Maharaj was in Bombay, and we have a channel in India, Hare Krishna TV. So they came to interview Maharaj, and they asked, Maharaj, can you give a video on how you came to Krishna consciousness? Maharaj said, don't ask me that. You ask me how I stayed in Krishna consciousness for all these years. Coming, anybody can tell, but how I stayed 50 years in this movement, very, very important. So we have to become prepared. We have to make our heart prepared for it. And that is called Sadhu Sangha. Here is a picture of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur begging for initiation from Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Somebody like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who received Krishna consciousness from his childhood. In age of 7, he memorized whole Bhagavad Gita, cover to cover. He would give Bhagavatam classes in the age of 7. He started reciting Sanskrit poetry at age of 2. I don't know if we can even pronounce Mama and Papa in age of 2, but he would recite Sanskrit poetry in age of 2. By age of 11 or 12, he was completely, he was scholar in astrology and different aspects of Vedic knowledge. And that personality, he is begging for initiation from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He's saying, Guru Maharaj, if you don't accept me, what is the use of my life? And that is Sishya. Sishya means one who is ready to accept sashan. Sashan means discipline. Disciple words come from the root discipline. If there is no discipline, the seed of bhakti will not grow. The rocks and other things will not allow bhakti to grow. The discipline has to be there. We cannot cheat Guru. In Mahabharata there is a very controversial character, Karna. And in India, if you speak about Karna, people become very agitated. They say, very, very unfair thing happened with Karna. You see, why Krishna let Karna be killed? But you see, Karna was a cheater. He approached Parshuram for learning archery and learning different weapons, and he cheated his own guru. He told, I am a Brahmana. And Parshuram started to teach him. But then one day, Parshuram was very tired, and Karna put his head on the lap of Parshuram, and he was taking rest. And an insect started biting Karna. And so much so that the blood started to come and flow like a stream. And when Parshuram woke up, he saw so much blood, he became astonished. Karna, what happened? He said, Guru Maharaj, you were resting in my lap and this insect was biting me. I thought it will disturb you if I get up, so I was tolerating it. Parshuram became upset. He said, you cheated me. Why? Brahmana cannot tolerate so much physical pain. Brahmana can tolerate mental pain, but Brahmana cannot tolerate physical pain. And Kshatriya can tolerate physical pain, but Kshatriya cannot tolerate mental pain. If you challenge Kshatriya will come out. You say you are coward, he will come out, he will start fighting. But Brahmana can tolerate mental pain. He cannot tolerate physical pain. So he said, that means you are not a Brahmana, you are a Kshatriya. And when Karna accepted that, yes, I spoke lie, I cheated you, Guru Maharaj, Parshuram said, whatever knowledge you received from me, it will disappear when you will be having greatest need of this knowledge. What a curse. You know how to drive, and the moment you catch the steering wheel, you forget driving. You know cooking, the moment you lit fire, you forget cooking. That was the curse to Karna. And now the contrary example of Sandipani Muni. Krishna and Balaram served Sandipani Muni. One time Krishna went with Sudama to collect woods. And that place still there in Ujjain. If you come, we can take you there. Narayan-gaon. Champaklata Mataji went, I think. Yeah, you went there? Narayan-gaon. So that place, Krishna and Sudama went to collect woods, and big thunderstorm came. And they were stuck. And with one hand, Krishna and Sudama were holding each other's hand. And with another hand, they were carrying this wood for Sandipani Muni. They didn't leave that wood, because they thought that Guru has ordered us to bring this wood. How can we leave this? So in one hand, the mission of Guru, and another hand, relationships with God brothers. Both are important. And they were enduring, they were fighting that storm. And when finally Sandipani Muni he saw that they are not back as yet, he went to search them. And morning he went and he saw Krishna and Sudama still holding those woods and holding each other in the storm. Sandipani Muni blessed. He said, Krishna and Sudama, whatever you have learned from me will remain ever fresh to you, not in this life, life after life. See the difference. Although Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha, he is the source of all knowledge. But still, as a disciple, he is teaching us. Both examples. Karna was cursed, you will forget knowledge in the greatest need. Here Krishna was blessed. You will remember, the knowledge will be fresh in your mind, life after life. That is the difference. Heart has to be fertile. And this fertile heart will allow the seed of bhakti to grow. Upajiya bade lata brahmanda bhedi jai, viraja brahmalok bhed paravyoma jai. He's saying that this bhakti lata will then grow. It will cross the DeLand. It will cross Florida. It will cross earthly planets. It will cross heaven. It will cross Brahmajyoti. It will cross the boundary of the spiritual world. It will enter into the spiritual world. This is the potency of proper sadhana bhakti under the guidance of a spiritual master. In Mayapur there is a devotee. He's blind, cannot read, cannot see. And his Guru Maharaj said, you should teach Bhakti Shastri course. Now people get fever by just hearing Bhakti Shastri course. Now his Guru Maharaj said, you should teach Bhakti Shastri course. And he's a blind devotee. He said, my Guru Maharaj said, I must do it. So he started listening the classes. He can't take notes. He can't make one note. He can't do anything. He can't use ChatGPT. Nothing. Just by hearing and faith in a spiritual master. He became so learned. He taught Bhakti Shastri course even being blind. Paravyoma jai. This seed grows without, we cannot imagine also how it will grow. I just remembering one example with this growing. One time Prabhupada disciples, they were so enthusiastic as we were discussing in morning session also. So they read in Prabhupada purport that one should serve Tulsi. And if Tulsi is healthy, that means devotional life is going good. That's the test. So they wanted to have a Tulsi, and how to get Tulsi, they went to Chinatown. And, Oriental market in China, here also we used to go to get some things. And they are very smart people, Chinese, they don't want to lose a single customer. So these devotees, very innocent, they said, we want Tulsi. And these Chinese people gave them Chinese bamboo. I said, take it. You take it, this is Tulsi. And devotees never saw Tulsi. They brought that Chinese bamboo, started to worship. And they were putting little water and it was growing. And they were doing yani, kani, chapa, pani, everything with that Chinese bamboo. In no time, in some days, the Chinese bamboo reached the roof. And they wrote letter to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we are so happy to tell you, our devotion life is going so good that our Tulsi reached the terrace. And Prabhupada was wondering, how come this happened? Tulsi plant doesn't grow this much. And there Tulsi reached terrace. Prabhupada wrote to the GBC. That time everything with letters, no phone calls, nothing. Prabhupada sent the GBC to check. You go and check what's happening in your temple. And GBC said, oh, they are worshipping this Chinese bamboo. He wrote to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada read it and started to laugh. He said, I am not sure if they will get benefit by worshipping this Chinese bamboo, but their faith in their spiritual master is such, they will go back home, back to garden. This is the power. Param Vyoma Pai. And once it enters into the spiritual world, then it serves Krishna. Krishna Charana Kalpa Vrikshe Kare Arohan. Tabe Jai Tadupari Golok Vrindavan. It enters into Golok Vrindavan and it reaches the lotus feet of Krishna. See, what a beautiful process. The sadhaka is still here in the material world, but his bhakti lata reached already Krishna's lotus feet. Taha vistarila haya phale prema phal iha mali siche nitya shravanadi chal. And there the creeper reaches Krishna's lotus feet and beautiful flowers of Krishna Prem comes in that creeper, serves Krishna's lotus feet. But if you stop watering the creeper here, what will happen? The creeper will dry. So you have to continue watering the creeper. And that is the secret. That is the secret. We should never become so proud that now I don't need any more hearing. Now I don't need any more chanting. We are always a sadhaka. One time, one devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, her name was Radha Kunda Devidasi. So she told Prabhupada, not told Prabhupada, but she decided, Prabhupada already left the planet that time. She thought that now I am enough old, I should go to Radha Kunda and stay. And if I go to Radha Kunda, I can do my bhajan nicely. So as she decided to go the next day. In night, Srila Prabhupada came in dream. And what she saw in dream, how many of you went to Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan? Okay, how many of you saw in the pictures, in photos and videos? Yeah, everyone? There's a tamal tree. You saw that in the courtyard? And there's a little platform around that tamal tree. Prabhupada was standing on that platform in the dream. And Prabhupada was holding his books in his hands. And there was some water in the feet of Srila Prabhupada. And Radhakunda Mataji sees, she asked, Prabhupada, what is this water? And Prabhupada said, Radhakunda Devi, you wanted to go to Radhakund, this is Radhakund. You distribute my books, you are living in Radhakund. And she completely changed her mind. She started distributing Prabhupada books. And at the end of her life, she saw Prabhupada personally. And she told in front of all devotees, Prabhupada, you came to take me. You promised me, you're taking me to Radhakund now. So disciple has to continue serving here. And automatically the fruits of Krishna Prem will reach Krishna's lotus feet. Another beautiful example I recently came to know, one of our god sisters, she was in Radha Desh, wife of Ramananda Rai Prabhu. Ramananda Rai Prabhu came here, visited DeLand, he stayed. Brajrani Mataji, you were there when Ramananda Rai Prabhu came? No. Guru Maharaj had a kirtan till the beginning of the property. And there is a photo also, white devotee playing mridangam. So he is from Belgium, Radha Desh. So we recently visited Belgium and he was sharing. His wife got cancer. And she was in temple, devotees were chanting around her, about to leave her body. And one young boy came and he said, let's chant Tulsi Aarti. And now, Tulsi Aarti, generally you don't chant Tulsi Aarti in front of somebody who is leaving her body, right? But he insisted. And nobody objected, but nobody repeated also. He said, okay, you only sing. The boy started to sing Tulsi Aarti. And as the line came, Ei Nivedana Dharo Sakhir Anugata Karo. The devotee is praying that, my dear Lord, please make me the followers of Sakhis in Vrindavan. As that line came, she left her body. And Guru Maharaj gave her the name Kamala Manjari. What's the meaning of Manjari? Manjari means follower of Sakhis, serving the Sakhis in Vrindavan. So she was not in Vrindavan, she was not in Radhakund, serving Prabhupada in the remote corner of the world, but she achieved the destination. So disciple has to continue serving here and automatically the flowers of Krishna Prem will reach to the lotus feet of Krishna. Another wonderful example. How many of you know Bhakti Sarup Damodar Swami Maharaj? Prabhupada's doctor, scientist. Prabhupada called doctor, many of the conversation Prabhupada would say, our scientist. So he was from Manipur. And Manipur is culturally so rich that their dance is Rasa Leela, their songs are Narottam Das Thakur's songs, and they are always chanting Hare Krishna Mahamudra. See, he is from that background. And he came to the West to study science, became devotee, and Prabhupada told Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj, you preach to the scientists. Prabhupada didn't tell him, you chant 64 rounds, you live in one remote corner. No. Prabhupada said, you preach to the scientist. So much so that last days of Srila Prabhupada, 1977, Prabhupada in Vrindavan, October, November Prabhupada left his body, this is October. Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj came to see Srila Prabhupada and Prabhupada said, so our scientist, just see, my body, now it only have bones and skin, no flesh. That means I proved I am not body, I am soul. Do you agree? He said, yes, yes, Prabhupada. So arrange a conference in Vrindavan, call scientists from around the world and give the title, Life Comes from Life. Can you imagine Acharya in Vrindavan leaving his body thinking about scientific preaching? And it went so deep in Maharaja's heart that throughout his life he continued preaching to the scientists. Bhaktivedanta Institute, he started preaching around the world to the scientists throughout his life. And last part of his life, he was in Manipur, Janmashtami, the terrorists attacked. And in bomb blast, he got some, splinter? He got that? Yeah, so he got that wounds because of the blast, and he became very sick. And last days, the only remembrance he had is of Radha Krishna. In his native language, he was composing bhajans of Radha Krishna. And the disciples were thinking from where he got it. Whole life, 50 years, he was preaching life comes from life. You are not body, you are soul, you driver, car, everything. Simple examples which we give to the scientific preaching. From where these realizations came? Just by serving the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Enough for the disciple. Doesn't want anything else. So this is the seed. It grows from Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. I'm not going into details. Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, and so forth. And finally goes to Prem. And therefore Chaitanya Charitamrita says, please repeat. Prema dhana bina vyartha daridra jivan. Das kari vetan more deho prema dhan. The devotee is praying, Prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivan. If I don't have love for Krishna, I am the most wretched person. And the poorest person in the whole creation. And therefore, my dear spiritual master, please make me your servant. And as you give salary to the servant, my salary will be prema to Krishna. So give me that prema to Krishna in salary. Vetan more deho prema dhan. Vetan means salary. So Srila Prabhupada was once visiting New Vrindavan, and disciples from all over US came to see Srila Prabhupada. And one devotee asked, Prabhupada, what pleases you the most? What pleases the spiritual master most? And now everybody was thinking, Prabhupada will say, answer befitting to their service. The book distributors were thinking, Prabhupada will say, book distribution. Los Angeles devotees were thinking, Prabhupada will say, deity worship. New Vrindavan devotees were thinking, Prabhupada will say, farming, simple living, high thinking, cow protection. Prabhupada said, the spiritual master is most pleased when disciple learns to love Krishna. That pleases the spiritual master the most. And that is what we are aiming for. We have to be very cautious that nothing hampers that journey. And therefore, we need help. We need help. Intelligent people are those who realize when they need help. Here is Kathopanishad saying, Uttishta Jagrata, get up, wake up, Pradapya Varan Nibodata, Surasya Dhara Nihita Duratyaya, Durgam Patastad Kavayo Vadanti. He's saying, get up, wake up, don't sleep in ignorance, and walk on the path of spiritual immortality. But, he is giving the caution, but that path is Durgam Patha, very difficult. And Khurasya Dhara. Khurasya Dhara means like walking on the sharp edge of blade. Now when we shave, we are very cautious, to take safe blades. But olden times there was Khura. Khura means like a big knife. And from knife they used to shave. And little bit of inattentiveness, it would cut. It would give a deep cut. Guru Maharaj was one time sharing, and you see how much Prabhupada conscious he was. So he said, in his feet there were a lot of dead skin, and it was cracking also. So Guru Maharaj said, can you scratch it? Can you scrub out the dead skin? So I brought this roller, electronic roller, to take out the dead skin, and I took Guru Maharaj's feet and I put it in my hand and I started to take out the dead skin. And after 5 minutes, Guru Maharaj started to laugh. And I was curious why Guru Maharaj is laughing. He said, just see what Prabhupada gave me. When I was a boy, I would use bare blades to cut my nails. And from that, Prabhupada brought me to this situation that I have a servant who is taking my feet and scratching it, to take out dead skin. Is Prabhupada conscious? But one has to be very, very cautious. Surasya Dhara. Little bit of inattentiveness, it will get cut. We lose our Krishna consciousness. Any example from Bhagavatam? Very advanced devotee. Little bit of attachment. Bharat Maharaj, very advanced. Whenever he would chant Krishna's name, tears would flow from his eyes. Our tears also come to finish 16 down, that is different thing. But he would cry out of ecstasy, taking Krishna's name. But little bit of attachment, and he lost. Not lost, but his progress was delayed, stuck. But here he's saying Durgam Patha. But there is a hope. What is the hope? From Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please repeat. Durgame pathi me andhasya skhalat pada gater muhu swakripa jashti danena santah santwavalambanam. Can somebody read the translation? Meenakshi Mataji.
My path is very difficult. My path is very difficult. I am blind and my feet are slipping again and again. Therefore, may the saints help me by granting me the stick of their mercy as my support.
So where we have to look for shelter, we should know. Who is our shelter? Spiritual Master is our shelter. Yes, the path is difficult, very risky, but we have hope. We have our Guru to guide us. Like every day in Mangala Arati, what we sing? Sansara Dava Nalalida Loka. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? Suman Gopal Prabhu, Sansara Davanal means what? Sansara Davanal means what? Forest fire. Sansar means this world. Dava means fire. This forest, this whole world is burning as if we are in the middle of forest fire. Now tell me, who dances with mridang and kartal in hands, telling that my house is on fire? Anybody dances like that? Every day with mridang, kartal, microphone, we are dancing Sansara Dava Nalalida Loka. Are we fools? Why we are doing that? The third and fourth line. Tranaya karunya ghana ghana tvam. Yes, we are in the midst of fire, but the rain has started, and therefore we are dancing. Yes, we are unfortunate that we are caught in this material world, but we are having hope that our spiritual master already decided to deliver us. And therefore disciple is having hope. This bhakti is path of hope. Bhakti is hope for the hopeless. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed, and when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days, he gave up his kingdom. He came to the bank of River Saraswati, River Ganga, and he was sitting there. And so many sages came. And he was asking, how can I achieve my perfection of life? And they say, no, not possible. 7 days? How is it possible? You have to do karma kanda for millions of years? Not possible. Jnana kanda, austerities. 7 days, nothing will happen. And Parikshit Maharaj became very sad. And then came a divine personality, 16 years old, Sukdev Goswami. And when he entered into the assembly, everybody got up from their places to show respect to him. And then Parikshit Maharaj asked the same question. What a dying man is supposed to do. And what Sukdev Goswami says? 7 days is a big time. Your ancestor Khatwang Maharaj was having only 48 minutes, one Muhurta. And he became perfect devotee in 48 minutes and achieved Krishna. You have 7 days, don't worry. Parikshit Maharaj got hope. This bhakti is path of hope. We should never become disheartened. Shubhak Swami Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada one time, Prabhupada, will it really happen? I don't trust myself that I will really achieve Krishna. So many anarthas. Prabhupada said, you don't need to have faith in yourself. You should have faith in me, not in yourself. Doctor should be qualified. Patient should not be qualified. Rather, it's a disqualification if patient is qualified. If patient start to apply his brain, oh, doctor gave me 4 medicine. This medicine is not required. He removes one. He'll never get cured. Patient has to be unqualified so that he is completely surrendered to the doctor. And therefore he is saying, Durgame Pati, yes, I know. My path is very difficult. But hope is the stick of sadhu, the shelter of my spiritual master. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, this beautiful journey of Gop Kumar. A ordinary cowherd boy. Gop Kumar was in Vrindavan, in Govardhan, tending cows, and he desired to go to the highest success. And his guru gave him mantra, the Gopal mantra. And this boy, ordinary boy, just by chanting that mantra went Golok Vrindavan. It's a long journey, I'm just telling in one sentence. And when he reached there, Krishna personally welcomes Gopkumar, embraces him. What made him qualified? No tapa, no yajna, no jnana, nothing. Only faith in the spiritual master. Spiritual master gave me mantra, I have to hold on to it tight. And just by that faith he reached Golok Vrindavan. That is a success. Here also wonderful quote from 5th canto where it is told that mind is very powerful. You neglect the mind, it will create many disturbances. You let it free, it will create more troubles. Only one weapon can kill the mind. That is service to the spiritual master. We are fixed. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave example. Like on Ekadashi, no matter what, you feel like eating so many things, but still you don't eat. Right? You delay. Okay, Dwadashi, I will do double. But not today. Because I'm bound by the vow. In the same way, vows to the spiritual master protects the disciple. This is my Lakshman Rekha. I can't cross beyond it. It will always keep it protected. Another wonderful quote, and this is a secret, this very wonderful quote from 7th canto, where Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthira Maharaj remedy for different anarthas. So he says you can conquer the lust like that, you can conquer the anger like that, you can conquer greed like that, and big list. And if you read that list, you will get depressed. Because if I have to work on one anartha separately, it will take me millions of lifetimes. But then seeing Yudhishthira Maharaj, Narad Muni thought, I have to give him hope. And he says, Etat sarvam guru bhaktya. Everything will be done one shot by guru bhaktya. If you just serve a spiritual master, don't worry. This is the complete package. It covers everything. Every anartha will go away just by taking shelter of the spiritual master. You see, Dhruva Maharaj was in mode of passion. So much so that he wanted kingdom greater than Brahma. He met Narad Muni, became pure devotee. Prahlad Maharaj was born in the family of Asuras, son of Hiranyakashipu. People say our background is not good. What was Prahlad's background? But then he became pure devotee just by mercy of Narad Muni. This is the potency of Guru Bhaktya. But relationship goes two-way. It's a two-way traffic. Yesterday we were listening to Guru Maharaj's lecture. He was saying, love is a two-way traffic. Yes, Guru is doing so much for us. Now what disciple is supposed to do? Gratitude means gratitude in action. It has to come in action. Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, would go to morning walk every day. And one particular devotee would stand in the entrance gate of Krishna Balram temple and he would recite many shlokas to glorify Srila Prabhupada. One day Prabhupada saw, he didn't say anything. Second day, nothing. Third day, Prabhupada stopped and said, why don't you do something practical? I don't want to hear this shlokas. Do something practical. Gratitude should be gratitude in action. And such service disciple should do that Guru become proud of him. As we were discussing in the beginning of the talk. One time, Prabhupada in Krishna Balram temple last days, he called his secretary and he said, this ring I want to give to a special devotee. And he took out his ring. And this particular ring, Prabhupada would never take out. He would always keep in his hands. And this particular day, Prabhupada took it out. Just before leaving his body, few days before. He took out the ring and gave it to his servant. And he said, give this ring to a special devotee. And the servant was thinking Prabhupada would give it to some GBC or sannyasi or big leader of our movement. Prabhupada said, give it to Shriman George Harrison Prabhu. Prabhupada said, George Harrison, Shriman George Harrison Prabhu. And he said, Prabhupada is not even initiated. He said, no. He helped me to propagate Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. If he would have not recorded this Hare Krishna album, and if you do not sponsored Krishna book, not written the foreword, we would not be so effective in our preaching. Give this ring to him. Imagine Prabhupada in Vrindavan, George Harrison Prabhu somewhere else, not initiated also officially, not living in the temple, never shaved up his head, but Prabhupada is remembering on his deathbed, giving that ring for him. Take it. This is glory. This is gratitude in action. Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati would say, never try to see Krishna, but serve in a way that Krishna wants to see you. And the same applicable for the Guru. Now here is another beautiful point from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. If a disciple want to continue receiving mercy of the spiritual master, he has to do three things. And he summarizes it with the example of cow and calf called Vatsa Nyaya. What is this Vatsa Nyaya? If the calf want to drink milk of cow, mother cow, three things he has to do. First of all, he should bend down because the udder of cow is little low. So calf has to bend down. That is called pranipatena. Disciple should always think, I need to learn. I am not great. I am a student. First qualification. Second thing is, have you seen calf drinking milk of mother cow? You seen that? It pushes the udder. You seen? In the same way, disciple should ask pertinent questions. That's like pushing the udder. Otherwise, milk will not come. One time, Radhanath Swami Maharaja, he was giving lecture in Chowpatty. And if you heard his lectures, every lecture he will tell, Trinadapi Suni Chena Taru Riva Seshna. Every lecture. So one devotee asked question in the end of the lecture. He said, Guru Maharaj, the highest level of Krishna consciousness is Trinadapi Suni Chena. So Maharaj said, no. Who told you that? Highest level is Ashilisyava Padartam Pinashtumam, the 8th verse of Sikshastakam. Then this disciple said, but Guru Maharaj, you always tell us the 3rd shloka. Why don't you speak about the 8th shloka? He said, did you follow 3rd shloka? First you become perfectly follower of Trinadapi Sunisha, then I will go Nadanam Janam, then I will go Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, then I will go forward. So when disciple is not ready, is not eager to receive, Guru will also not give. He will also give nice pets and nice smiles and nice, very good, and ask for prasadam and sleep and things so forth. But when disciple is eager to receive, Guru will give. Guru will give Divya Gyan. Guru will give more and more realizations. So second qualification is, calf has to push. And third is, the moment calf starts to grow horns, cow stop giving milk. The cow thinks, now he's starting to hurt me. Because when calf get horns, and when he pushes the udder, it hurts the cow. So then cow stops giving milk. He said, now you are grown enough, you eat grass, you don't need my milk. So in the same way, the moment disciples start to show harshness within devotee community, no service attitude, lack of service attitude, being proud of his own qualification, Guru stops supplying realization to that disciple. So we have to not become childish, but childlike. We should always remain like child. Child is so innocent. I was just hearing a lecture. Child is so innocent. Mother tells, in this place there is ghost. And child believes, yeah, this place I have not to go, this is ghost. Even sometime mother will go there, child will tell, Mama, don't go there, there is ghost. So simple. The child should have that kind of innocence in the shelter of a spiritual master. If we lose innocence, we lose everything. So that way, Vatsa Nyaya. And then miracle happens. What is the miracle? Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaya te girim. The dumb people also start to speak eloquent poetry. One time our Guru Maharaj, he went to Srila Prabhupada and asked, Prabhupada, I want to learn Sanskrit. Prabhupada said, what you will do after learning Sanskrit? There's so many big scholars, they know Sanskrit, but what they are doing for Krishna conscious preaching? We don't want to learn Sanskrit. If you want to learn, you read my books. So okay. After some days, one Tarkatirtha, Prabhupada's friend, came. And Prabhupada was having conversation with him on 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So Prabhupada said to Guru Maharaj that, bring 12th canto. And that time 12th canto was not translated. It was in original Sanskrit. So Prabhupada told Guru Maharaj, read. And Guru Maharaj started to read Sanskrit. And Prabhupada said, explain. Guru Maharaj started to explain. And after that Tarkatirtha went, he left. Prabhupada asked Guru Maharaj, I told you not to learn Sanskrit. From where you learned Sanskrit? He said, Guru Prabhupada, I didn't learn from anywhere. I was only reading your books. Mukam karoti vachalam. Everything is revealed to the sincere disciple. In New Vrindavan, there is a sannyasi, Varshana Maharaj. If you met him and heard from him. For the beginning years of his Krishna consciousness, he was giving service to dig this big, Kusum Sarovar, that man-made lake in New Vrindavan. And his service would start immediately after Mangala Aarti. So they have to chant their rounds before Mangala Aarti. And then after Mangalarti, go and dig this big lake. And he was doing it for years. Never heard Bhagavatam class. Never read any books. Only digging these ditches. And one day, the temple president said, there's nobody to give class, you give class. And Maharaj said, I never heard any class, how to give class. He just sit and give class. And once he started to give class, devotees were astonished. The amount of realization came from his heart. How? Mukam karoti vacharam. The power of Guru is such. And now also if you hear his class, is very absorbing, very deep, loaded with realizations. Pangum langayati grim. Even the lame person can cross mountains. You know, when Prabhupada came to Butler, he was staying with the Gopal and Sally Agrawal's house, and their son Bridge, he was not walking that time. And first time he started to walk. Prabhupada became so happy. And Sally Agrawal recounts that Prabhupada became so happy the first time Bridge started to walk. There was celebration. So Guru also becomes happy when disciples start to walk on his own in the path of spiritual life. And that is possible when genuine sincerity is there in disciples' heart. Pangum langayate girim. They can cross big hurdles in spiritual life. Yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarina. That mercy of spiritual master is so powerful. Jayananda Prabhu is one of that great examples. One time he was asked, Jayananda Prabhu, you are so advanced in Krishna consciousness. What tips you will recommend us? You know, we always ask successful people tips. What tips you will recommend us so that we also become advanced like you? Jayananda Prabhu said, I am so busy in serving Srila Prabhupada, never thought about it. In a way, he answered the question. Why thinking about your own advancement? Just serve the spiritual master. And we know how he got I think he got cancer. Jayananda Prabhu got cancer. And he got some $10,000 help aid from, I think, government or family. Somebody sent that money. And he sent it to Prabhupada. He said, I am already dying. Why to waste money on myself? Prabhupada can print his book. And with that, Prabhupada printed, I think, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That's the book he printed. I think one of the books, Nectar of Devotion or one book Prabhupada printed with that donation. And he recounts that. I am especially grateful to my disciple Jayananda Das Adhikari for this, Brahmachari, for this donation. And when devotees went to see Jayananda Prabhu in hospital, they saw hospital bed was empty and Jayananda Prabhu was sleeping on floor. And they asked Jayananda Prabhu, why are you sleeping on floor? He said, I lived a very hard life. In my whole life, I never had such a beautiful bed. And I'm thinking, as Krishna gave me this beautiful bed, the hospital bed, why I should take it for myself? Look, there I've kept one photo of Srila Prabhupada. I offered it to Prabhupada. Let the glory go to Prabhupada, why me? Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarina. That's the beauty. And Prabhupada, this particular verse is most quoted verse by Srila Prabhupada. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru. Tasyante kathite artha prakashante mahatmana. If a disciple worship Guru as good as Krishna, all Vedic knowledge will reveal in his heart. He doesn't need to do anything else. Beautiful example of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm just rushing because we have less time. Beautiful example of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India for preaching. And he went to Sri Rangam. And one Brahmana was reciting Bhagavad Gita. And he was not able to pronounce the shlokas properly. And you know, South Indians, they're very particular about pronunciation of Sanskrit shlokas. Very particular. Where should be Dirgha Swara, where there is Alpa Swara, they're very particular. So other Brahmanas are making fun of this Brahmana. Oh, you don't know to recite Bhagavad Gita also? You're not any use? They were laughing, they were making fun of him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to him and told, why are you reading this Bhagavad Gita when you can't pronounce properly? Why are you doing this? And then he replied, Vipra kahe murkha me shabdartha nahi jani. The Brahmana said, I am fool, I am murkha, fool. Shabda artha nahi jani. I don't know the meaning of these words, what I am reading. Then why are you reading? Shuddha Gita padi Guru Agya mani. He's saying either Shuddha or Ashuddha, is pure or impure, is correct or incorrect. I am simply reciting this Gita because my Guru Maharaj told every day you should read Bhagavad Gita. Guru Agya mani. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so pleased, He embraced that Brahmana and said, your reading of Bhagavad Gita is perfect. This is the mercy. What attracted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy? Was that Brahmana learned? No. Your understanding? No. Any application? No. Simply by following the order of spiritual master, he got that mercy. Another beautiful example of Kardam Muni and Devahuti. Kardam Muni was a great devotee of Lord. In third canto, this pastime comes. And Devahuti was the son of Swayambhu Manu, the king. And Kardam Muni was a mendicant living in a hut. Such a combination. And Devahuti was married to this Kardam Muni. And Kardam Muni, right after marriage, he went into trance in Samadhi. And now Devahuti was left alone to serve her husband. So she would clean the place, she would bring water, she would do all the necessities, everything, all by herself. Nobody to take care of her, newly wedded, wife of Kardam Muni. And so many years passed. She became completely, thin and lean, and bones were visible. All beauty was lost. The king's daughter. And then Devahuti, as she was serving Kardam Muni one day opened his eyes. And he saw this Devahuti completely emaciated, no flesh, thin, weak, no beauty. Kardam Muni became very pleased. And Kardam Muni said, you served me with so much dedication, come, I'll give you mercy. And Kardam Muni said, you go take bath in the lake. And as she took bath in the lake, she became Miss Universe. She became beautiful, most beautiful lady in the whole world. Now Prabhupada write a beautiful purport to this. Prabhupada is not mentioning about husband and wife there. Prabhupada is mentioning about guru and disciple. And Prabhupada mentioned, just like Devahuti served Kardam Muni without thinking about her own sense gratification, disciple should also serve guru like that. And when guru sees disciple is working so hard, guru will immediately give Krishna Prem. See, material world business is different. You invest $100, it will become 150, 200, 1,000. It will grow gradually, right? But spiritual business is not like that. A disciple will feel nothing is happening. I am chanting, my beadbags are torn, my mala has become so thin. I am doing bhakti for so many, nothing is happening. And one day guru blesses and disciple became full of prema. This is spiritual business. In 1 second, if guru blesses, disciple become ocean of prema, ocean of love. This is mercy of guru. And therefore, we have to be very, very focused how should serve spiritual master with all love. That love is the main factor with which we have to serve the spiritual master. Considering spiritual master as our own. Babies when they are small, like Trivikram is here or Charlie is there, everybody want to play with them, right? But when they cry, that time they will leave with the mother. Now you take care. When they will become dirty, they will pass stool or something. Now mother will take care. We only want to play when the children are nice, right? In the same way, everybody wants Guru smiles. But when Guru chastises and Guru gives service, in morning session, Purnachand Prabhu was mentioning, sometimes some service we don't like to do. And Guru tells you have to do this. Do we really have that mamata? We have that attachment to spiritual master? That shows our love. How much we really love a spiritual master. And that love will grow us in devotional life. Champaklata Mata is mentioning, even if devotees become envious, we have to see, is it pleasing my Guru? I have to take that poison for it. Beautiful story, Ramanujacharya, he was having his servant Govinda. And this Govinda was a very mysterious character. So one day devotees saw this Govinda, he was putting his hand in the mouth of a snake. And snake was writhing in pain because the hand was inside. And devotees say, what kind of Vaishnava is he? Snake is anyway envious person, envious entity. And he is giving pain to snake also. So anyway, devotees tolerated it. Servant of the spiritual master, what we can tell. The next day, devotees saw Govinda was lying down on the bed of Ramanujacharya. Can you imagine? Guru's bed, he was lying down. And devotees became very upset. What he is doing? And they were chit-chatting among themselves. Still tolerated. Few days later, they saw some families brought prasadam for the Ramanujacharya's pleasure. And this Govinda was eating it before Ramanujacharya. Now they could not tolerate. Prasad is always very serious thing in a spiritual path. Everything you can tolerate but not prasadam. How he can eat before our Guru Maharaj? They brought for our Guru Maharaj. He is eating. They went to Ramanujacharya. They say, your servant Govinda, he does all these crazy things. What did he do? One day he was giving pain to the snake. Another day he was sleeping on your bed, Guru Maharaj. And another day he was eating all foodstuffs brought by different families for your pleasure. How can he eat? And Ramanujacharya started to laugh. He called Govinda. He said, Govinda, see they are complaining. Explain. And Govinda said, Guru Maharaj, I was not giving pain to the snake. Snake ate something which was hurting him. I was taking it out. And bed, I wanted to make sure this bed is comfortable for you. So every time I said bed for you, I lie down and check if it is comfortable for you or not. Because my duty is to give pleasure to you, Guru Maharaj. No matter whatever people think about me. And third, Prasadam, you are preaching with such force all over the Indian region that many people are envious of you. What if somebody put poison in food and gave? Let me die. I eat before, so that let me die. But you should not have any difficulty. Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So that is the power of a faithful disciple. And Ramacharya said, yes, therefore you are having right to serve me. Because you can take any trouble, you can tolerate any pain for my service. You know, many times externals become the prominent factors, but Guru never see externals. I told one story of Ramanujacharya and I will tell one story of Madhvacharya. So Madhvacharya, one of our prominent acharyas, we are coming in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. He was giving a lecture. And when Madhvacharya would give lecture, he had 10,000 renunciate disciples, means sannyasis and brahmacharis, 10,000. Without mic, he would speak. And they all would listen in pin drop silence. Some of them were discussing among themselves. They thought, they were discussing, when our Guru Maharaj will leave, and look at the polluted consciousness. They were discussing, when our Guru Maharaj will leave this world, which of us, who amongst us, will write commentaries on the scriptures? And Madhvacharya heard it. Madhvacharya told, none of you will write commentaries on scriptures. You see that bull who carries my books? That bull will write the scriptures. And everybody said, how a bull can write scriptures? Anyway, everybody forgot that thing. Now, after some 100 years, there was a particular boy who was born in Pandharpur. And he was riding a horse on the river Chandrabhaga. And he was thirsty. So with one hand he was driving the horse, and with one hand he bent down and he put his hand in the river, making water to flow directly in his mouth. You understand? The horse is riding on the river, and with one hand he puts his hand and the water is directly coming in his mouth. And that time, one of the disciples, one of the followers of Madhvacharya, Ananda Tirtha, if Parampara you read 32 names, Ananda Tirtha is there. So he was passing by. And he saw this. And he saw this boy and told, were you bull in last life? You are drinking water like this? And he remembered, yes, I was bull. I was Madhvacharya's bull. And he blessed me that I will write scriptures. And he became one of our acharyas who wrote commentaries taking Madhvacharya's teachings. Even bull can write scriptures if spiritual master is favorably merciful unto him. This is the magic. If we serve with all love, this is what is awaiting with us. Finally, this service is of two types, Vapu Seva and Vani Seva. Now, Guru Maharaj told this example, and I liked it very much. He told, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant was Govinda. And this Govinda was so dedicatedly serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he would not eat until Mahaprabhu would eat. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he took his prasad, and he became so tired that he lay down on the gateway. And Govinda could not come inside because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lying down there. And he said, my dear Lord, please move. I want to come inside the room so I can give you massage. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'm very tired. I am not moving. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slept. And what Govinda did? Govinda put a cloth on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body, crossed over the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he started to massage the legs. Now, after some time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up And he saw Govinda sitting here inside. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Govinda, did you take prasad? He said, no. Why didn't you take prasad? You are lying down on this doorway. How can I go out? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the same way you came in, you could have gone out. So Govinda said, for your service, I can cross over your body. But for my food, I'm not able to, I cannot do this offense. Such dedicated servant. But how many of us remember the pranam mantra of Govinda? No one. Do we chant his name every day? Never. Yes, beautiful service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But service of body is good. Better is service of the instructions. Vani Seva. And we know how Haridas Thakur, although never served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally, he did what Mahaprabhu expected everyone to do. Chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Every day, 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so pleased that although not serving personally, but serving the instructions. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared, he is Namacharya. Everybody should respect him. Every Prem Dhani we respect. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Rupa Goswami didn't serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally, but served his instruction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, go to Vrindavan and you excavate places of pilgrimage, you build temples, you write scriptures. And every day, after chanting Guru Pranam, we are chanting Rupa Goswami's Pranam Mantra, Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. Meaning, Vani Seva is more important than Vapu Seva. Personally, Guru may be available or not, but serving his instructions are very, very important. And this is the beauty of our movement. The Prabhupada disciples, after Prabhupada left, they not only took care of Prabhupada's mission, but they further expanded it. No other organization witnessed this history. After the founder leaves, it started to dwindle slowly, and then finish. But in ISKCON's case, it's different. You know, Prabhupada, when he left this world, there were 108 temples, right? And now in Ujjain, we manufacture Prabhupada's murtis, life-size murtis. You know, every year how many murtis we export? How many murtis? More than 120 murtis every year. Means every year 120 centers are opening in the ISKCON. You can imagine. In India alone, there are more than 1,000 centers of ISKCON. In small country like Bangladesh, there are more than 150 centers. In Russia, when they have programs, they cannot do programs in temple. They have to do program in Pandal where at least 20,000 people come. This is the glory of this movement. I share this many times that when I was a child and I newly introduced to ISKCON, I was in barber's shop. Now I don't need barber, but that time I go to barber shop. And there, one person was reading newspaper. And the other side of the newspaper was visible to me, on my side. And I saw a photo where Radhanath Maharaja's Journey Home book was launched. And Juhi Chawla and other prominent people were there and they were having this book launch. And that picture came in the newspaper. And I became so happy. I asked that barber, can I take this newspaper? I landed that newspaper and ran 2 kilometers to show to all my friends that ISKCON devotee came in newspaper. Now, after 19-20 years, coming in newspaper, ordinary thing for devotees. Chief Minister coming to temple, easy. Prime Minister going down to Srila Prabhupada, normal. So many governments glorifying ISKCON, normal. Just in 20 years, see how much ISKCON has grown. In last 50 years, more than 1,500 centers all over the world. ISKCON is expanding like fire. Why? Because Prabhupada disciples kept it together. And now, every one of them are telling that we are old, we are leaving, now you all become ready to take up this mission. Prabhupada said, third generation of ISKCON will be so pure, then they can lit fire with the Vedic mantras. Prabhupada said this statement. They will be so pure. Now we are second generation, okay? Are we ready to give this kind of legacy to the third generation? Are we ready? We have to think about it. Prabhupada expected third generation to be so pure because he was entrusting second generation to give that particular legacy to the third generation. Now we have to take up this responsibility. And therefore, in the beginning also, we discussed, ISKCON is not just an organization, it's a responsibility. Guru Maharaj would often tell that don't think that coming through Sunday feast is enough. He would say, doing your spiritual life is 50%, but another 50% is giving ourselves to this mission and carrying this legacy ahead. And the more we do that, more we become Krishna conscious. And that love is awaiting for us. So this is the part of Abhideya. We discussed that how Guru can help us to overcome all anarthas. Guru can help us to reach to Krishna's lotus feet. Guru can help us to eradicate all difficulties. Just by serving the spiritual master, the fortune of spiritual world is waiting for us. And in next session, if we'll have that opportunity, we'll discuss Prayojan, the ultimate fruits of serving spiritual master. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments, reflections want to share? Yes, Suman Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for such a wonderful class. I'm so fortunate to be here in person to hear your class. My question is actually from the last class when you spoke about how one can approach Guru just like one approaches the mother, how to pray to Guru, etc. You spoke about that. So my question is that I get confused sometimes, like when you pray, the prayer, should we focus our prayer on Guru or should we focus our prayer on Krishna? Because sometimes people, devotees say, well, pray to Krishna. But then I understand that if you pray to Guru, Guru facilitates your prayer to Krishna. Like
They are all in one team.
So
They're not
I
different
get
teams.
confused sometimes. What is the best way?
Actually, they are not different. One time, a disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what if we remember you at the time of death? Prabhupada said, you will get Krishna. Because they are same. Even in deity worship, when we meditate, the Guru Dhyan, it describes that our spiritual master is sitting in the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. They are together. So if you pray to Krishna, we have to go through Guru anyway. And if you pray to Guru, he will offer prayers to Krishna anyway. So it's not different. It's matter of relationship. But it's much easier to connect with Guru. Because you have seen him. You have heard from him. That relationship is very natural. Krishna's relationship in conditioned state very difficult to experience. But with Guru, it becomes very natural. Another wonderful example from Ramanujacharya's life. He was in Sri Rangam and he was leaving for preaching. So all disciples, they were praying to Ranganath, the Vishnu deity in Sri Rangam, that, my dear Lord, please don't allow our Guru Maharaj to go. And now the deity started to speak. He said, why are you saying this? I am there. I'll take care of you. Why you want your Guru Maharaj? Then the disciple said, you know what? You are very busy in your own things. You are Gunatita. You don't understand our problems. Our Guru understands our problems. So we need him more than you. So although it's not different, we can pray to Krishna or Guru is same thing. But it becomes more natural to connect with the spiritual master. And therefore everything we do, we offer bhoga through Guru. We chant through Guru. We offer pranams to deities, we chant Guru's pranam mantra. Because it becomes very natural to connect with spiritual reality through the spiritual master. Right.
Thank you.
Any other question, comment? Yes.
Today you said that when we think about service, whether we should stay in it or leave it because of enviousness and other things, but we should think twice that it is pleasing to our Guru Maharaj or not. But once I asked Guru Maharaj that, like he gave example in class of a bird chased by an eagle for the food. So the bird dropped the food because to save its life. So Guru Maharaj also said that to save ourselves, to protect ourselves if from other people, from enviness, we should leave that thing and give that to him. So what's
Yes,
like?
this is ideal. What Guru Maharaj told is perfect. And that's what we were discussing in Chambaklata Mata's question also in the morning. It has to be done under guidance. Because details vary from case to case. What if there is nobody else to do that service? Will Prabhupada's mission suffer? No. We have to take up that challenge. Even if people may not be very happy with our being in that situation. But if it is necessary for Prabhupada's movement, we have to do. What Guru Maharaj would say, I am Prabhupada's dog. A dog will bark if somebody will hurt the master. So even if dog's barking is not very pleasing, but if it comes to the master's service, we're ready to take that challenge. I went to one temple, I don't want to mention the name, and the spiritual master of that community was going through some challenge in his ISKCON. They misunderstood his services. And one of the disciples told him, Guru Maharaj, why you are still traveling? You should stop traveling. You know, they don't understand your contribution. They are misunderstanding you. And the spiritual master replied, he said, they're like little children criticizing me. But this is my Guru Maharaj's temple, Prabhupada's temple. How can I leave these temples? I have to protect these temples. They may criticize me, but I have to protect these temples. So no matter what, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's quote we read in the morning, if some world finishes or world stays, no matter, I have to serve my spiritual master. That is more important. So even if we have to give up something because of certain situation, it has to be done under guidance. So if there is some other devotee to play that role, fine. If there is nobody, you have to continue the show. Right. Any other question? Any other comment? Any reflections? So thank you very much for giving so much time. I know sitting in one place and hearing is very difficult in Kali Yuga, but still you gave at least 4 hours today to this subject matter. It's a very important subject matter, so much to say, but we have a limitation of time. Prabhupada books are filled with such instructions. Prabhupada spoke the most about Guru Tattva. He spoke most about relationship between disciple and Guru. So we have to delve into it, understand it deeply, apply in our life, and relish that rasa. That rasa is there, that mellow is there, that beauty is there between this relationship between Guru and disciple. And then Krishna consciousness will become very exciting, very natural. Otherwise, every round, every bead will become 10 kg heavy. You know, you have to pull our devotional life, drag it. No, we have to enjoy it. So sukham kartum avyayam. And that becomes very natural when we relish this relationship with our spiritual master. So this is our great fortune to have access to these beautiful teachings. And I'll share this PPT also with Purnachand Prabhu. You can circulate on the group. There are different shlokas and verses which I skipped. You can see it, you can refer it whenever you feel the need. And if Krishna willing, if we get opportunity, the next session we'll discuss about Prayojan, the ultimate destination a disciple gets by serving spiritual master. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Krishna.